the first discussion we had was about Ten Hag. And from the first match of the season for Arsenal, I said they should have sacked Arteta this season.
Yeah.
Simple because of 3 reasons. 3 reasons alone. Number one, the team is worse than last season. The team of last season is worse than last season, and they lost just one player. Just one player they lost, and it's worse than last season. Number two, the advert purchase, they should investigate that purchase. Yeah. I don't know who instigated that purchase, but something is wrong. They should investigate that thing. You buying advert, even Chelsea fans were shocked when they saw the bid. How can you buy advert? How? Where from? From where? So that alone. Then number 3 is they call it like he has this rigidity in his decision. The guy that scored against them against West Ham, Kudus, that guy was offering himself to Arsenal.
Yeah.
That guy would have been a perfect backup to Saka. That is the perfect backup. He will just slot in immediately and he will perform. But no, he wants to play Nelson and Nketiah and Nelson. The way he handled Balogun issue was not acceptable. There is a way you would have talked to that guy, and that guy would have still gone on loan, and you still retain that guy. Like, you will have hope. You just have to make just one change. Xhaka left, and the team just became worse. Yeah, you can say Partey is injured, but that's a issue for another. Can they bounce back against Newcastle? Unfortunately, they are facing a side that, if there's any side I don't want Man U to face at home, is Newcastle. That we even played them at Old Trafford, that they even beat them. It was at Old Trafford. I even had small hope. If it was at St. James Park, I would rule out that match. Those guys, did you see the way they played PSG at home? They played like they were possessed with another spirit.
Ogbanje.
That's how those guys play at home. I'm scared. They have one of the best defense in the league. They have one of the best defense in the league. You don't have Jesus available. You are playing Nketiah, which I feel Nketiah is a championship striker. I don't know where anybody can argue that. He's a championship striker. He's not a Premier League striker. You are going into that match with Saka.
I would like to talk. I would like to respond to this.
No, be a praise. Hold on. I will let you hold on.
Saka is not 100% fit.
Yeah. I didn't mind if I can go first because
Wahala.
Can I just finish my point, please?
Yeah. Go ahead.
So Saka is not 100% fit. Rice is the only shining light in that team right now. Rice, Saliba, Raya, the keeper, Zinchenko, they are hot on Zinchenko, so I'm not even expecting him to start. Everybody's saying something about Zinchenko. I don't know why, but they are turning on him. That's position that Xhaka left. Nobody can play that position in that team. Perfect. He has tried Advert, he has tried Vieira, he has tried Smith, he has tried. Nobody's playing that team. The only bright light they have now is Rice. And to me, Martinelli. I believe Martinelli is a very good person that can take this team now. But that striking role, the Nketiah, I'm sorry. So I'm seeing this match. If Newcastle turn up the way they turn up against PSG, it's going to be a loss to Arsenal. If they play badly, it's going to end in a draw.
I'm telling you. All right. I'm going to ask. Maybe a praise. Where's the line? No, hold on. It is.
Thank you.
Maybe a praise. Where's the line? Tell me. Where's the line here?
That plenty to start with. We are not Manchester United, so don't use to demolish Manchester United to imagine how they would treat Arsenal. Arsenal is a different kettle of fish, and to say Arsenal is worse than they were last season, that's another fat lie. Last season we played City 3 times and we lost all 3 times. This season we have played City twice and we have won twice. So if that is not progress, tell me what progress is. This time last season, Arsenal had already lost a match. We are still unbeaten as of today. So if that is not progress, tell me what progress is. If you compare the goals we've conceded last season to the goals we've shipped in this season in the Premier League, we have conceded far less this season. The only thing is we have scored more goals at this point last season than we have this season. So when you look at those things, you cannot tell me Arsenal have retrogressed. Yes, I know there has been a little bit of adjustment. So they are still trying to settle in. Havertz is a curious case. I still don't understand why, Arteta brought him on board, but he understands. No matter how good you are as a manager, you will make one or two mistakes with your signings. Even Pep makes mistakes with signings. Even Wenger made mistakes with signings. He signed Francis Jeff as record transfer at some point. It was a huge flop. So it happens. So my point is, let's not put about there. That's not the issue. When you are talking about who is going to score for Arsenal, the Nketiah you said is not a championship striker. Yeah. He has scored far more goals than Højlund. Højlund has not even scored 1 goal. The total
so
number
is it better than Højlund? Is it better than Højlund? It's better than Man U striker.
Yes, far better.
It's better than Man U striker.
Far better. Far better. How many goals has Højlund scored this in the Premier League? How many goals has he scored? McTominay is Manchester United's top goal scorer this season. He's a midfielder. So how many goals has Rashford scored? You are talking about...
Okay, going back to this game.
Nketiah is better than Rashford.
Hold on, guys. Let's go back to this game. Nubian Prince, I don't want you to shift the goalpost right now.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this game.
Yeah.
Do you have confidence because we have so many topics we want to discuss?
I have huge confidence in the fact that Arsenal will actually beat Newcastle.
All right, let me call on Okwe. Okwe, I want to ask you.
You can put your rent on it. Arsenal will beat Newcastle.
All right, Okwe, on one thing, the confidence over the week. I mean, just on Wednesday when your team played, they lost to West Ham. Now going to this game, is the confidence still there? Okay.
3 weeks ago, Arsenal lost midweek in the Champions League against Lens, and then come the weekend they face Manchester City.
This your voice. This your voice. Look like somebody that is
Sorry, I've been battling a flu.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so definitely they can respond properly. If there's one thing that Arteta's men know how to do is to respond in the right manner. But victory tomorrow will all depend on the way Arteta decides to set up his team. To be honest, going into big games like this, personally, I'm always nervous. But so far this season, Arteta has always made the right decisions when it comes to big games. So I don't expect tomorrow to be any different. Bishop was giving a lot of praise to Newcastle, which is deserved. But they also have key players who are missing. So at the end of the day, this is still the Premier League and anything is possible. But most importantly, Arsenal have been in good form in the Premier League, and I'm sure they will not want to slip up against Newcastle.
No injury in Arsenal camp?
Oh yeah, of course we have injuries. Gabriel Jesus is out till December. Thomas Partey, there's no time frame to which he's going to get back.
All right.
So those are just the key injuries to Arsenal.
All right. Let me ask Kunle about this game. Newcastle, Arsenal.
Seems God has forgotten about me.
No. Wait, there's one aspect I want to bring.
Okay. I can see how people have been dwelling on that Arsenal West Ham game, but you see the way I see that game, I look at it that it wasn't a game that Arsenal really put. Maybe their attention wasn't on it, because I think it is clear that they are trying to be better in the Premier League and also maybe at least go far in the Champions League. Now that doesn't mean that the players who started shouldn't do well and all, but I just think those players I just feel they weren't there right. Now they are coming up against Newcastle. It's going to be a different ball game. You won't see what you were seeing in midweek. This time around, I expect to see a very physical Arsenal side, because I can remember last season, this game, you could think somebody was going to almost get the red card because tackles were just tackles and, challenges were just flying left, right, and center, and they are going to St. James's Park, one of the most unfavorable places. So Arsenal are not going to come there and say, "Oh, we want to attack," and all of that, because Newcastle. So it's going to be a very, it's going to be a very tactical game. I see both managers will be conservative, try to keep things tight and not, rush into, just going out to attack and all of that. I will see them. They are going to apply caution, and also I think we are going to see we are going to be a very, very tight game, a very fierce battle. That's what we're going to be seeing.
All right. Before I see colored Ehis for his own preview on this game, Irate. I'm sure you're going to have something to say about this game on a neutral level. First of all, I'm calling on all the fans that are not Arsenal fans. So, Irate, going into this game, what's your own preview? What's your own expectation going to this game?
Quickly, I think we've almost said everything. St. James Park is not a place you are going to and you
Yes,
beat your chest and say you're getting 3 points. Not less a team that lost against West Ham. I mean, you might say whatever you want to say about the game. They are not concentrating on it. I wonder what they are concentrating on. So they need to focus on the ones they can win. But the truth is, St. James's Park is not a place where no matter who you are in the world, it's a very hostile atmosphere for visitors. So it's a place where even though they have injuries, the players will be pumped up, the fans will be ready. This is a team high on confidence. They have a captain in Trippier, who for me is currently the best right back in the Premier League. So their defense is solid. They have midfielders who can put in the tackles, who can move the ball around. And even though they don't have Isak, Wilson can always put the ball in the back of the net. So for me, as far as this game is concerned, Newcastle are the favorites.
All right. Now, it is over to you on this game. Prof.
One outsider, one more neutral.
All right, one more neutral. Talk to me, Prof.
Quickly. Like I said, everything else. But I want to quickly point on, a little bit focus on Arsenal. Look, apart from the game against PSV and Sheffield, who we all agree will be relegated, for me, they've not been scintillating enough. And I hope the Arsenal fans will see through it. They've not played the best for football. They've been scrambling wins, which could be a good thing, to be honest, because when you win points when you're struggling, when you're not playing well, is a good thing. But then sometimes the results will catch up with the performance, with the way you're playing on the pitch. Either one has to catch up with one, at the end of the day. So, and they have to improve. The team they put out against West Ham was good enough. You check out the price, the amount they bought these players. Ben White for 50 million, Ramsdale for 30 million, Havertz for 70 million. They were huge players on that football pitch that should go out there and win the football match. But they didn't. They lost woefully. So they have. I feel like now what it's saying is Arsenal, apart from their first 11, they don't have no one to call from the bench, and that's a very, very worrisome situation. Knowing that they are in 3 competitions and they want to win something. So for me, this is a very huge game against Newcastle. I do not see Arsenal getting 3 points.
Oh my goodness! Let me switch you. People have been saying this game because they are looking at the West Ham game that your team did perform very well. Do you have confidence going to this game? I'm going to ask you.
Yeah.
But
before I answer your question, let me just digress a little. And I'm going to, I think, the recency bias. I'm going to talk about what Bishop just said. He said a lot of things, and he really put Arsenal on the spike. Like I always say, Arsenal, we get the pylon, it's normal, but we should understand, looking at the game against West Ham, whenever a manager makes a wholesome changes, definitely the team can never be the same. Look at that team. There were a whole lot of changes made in terms of tactics, in terms of formation. First time we would see Kivior and Gabriel play together as a centre-back. And first time we'll see Kivior play alongside Zinchenko. So definitely when you have such mix-up, or when you have such lineup starting, the fluidity will never be there. And I'm surprised everybody is going gung-ho on Arsenal losing against West Ham. When Man City lost against Newcastle in the initial round, despite all the money put into the squad, despite who we tagged them to be, we didn't hear all this. But I can understand when you say Arsenal going into Newcastle.
I lost Is there.
I'm here. Sorry. Newcastle.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Newcastle, they're in a scintillating form, going to Old Trafford, where Bishop is a faithful fan, gotten trashed, and I can understand. Possibly the hangover from that game is what is making him to analyze the Newcastle Arsenal. I can understand. When a team comes to your backyard and beats you that way, any other team that team would want to go and beat you, definitely back them up to go and beat them. So I can understand that. I understand that angle. So, but looking at it, Arsenal has been very, very, in terms of head-to-head against Newcastle, Arsenal has really, really tried. In terms of when you look at head-to-head, it's been in the last 22 matches, Arsenal have won 19. And we saw what happened last season, despite that period where Arsenal went down in the deep. We went there. Newcastle had turned that St. James Park to a fortress, if we want to admit. And we went there, did the job, and got 2-0 victory. Even Newcastle, like Papa said, they have injury issues. Tonali is suspended due to what everybody knows what he did. So it's not as if Newcastle too don't have issues. They have issues. But I trust Arsenal. these are the kind of games when you get a tap in, when you get a tap on the board, losing a game prior, definitely they'll go all gone blazing into the next game. And addressing what Prof said, yes, Arsenal has not been scintillating. And also Bishop mentioned Arsenal have been worse in terms of last season. But I know the eye test don't say that. But when you look at the stats, come on, you don't need a soothsayer to tell you that the position where Arsenal is far better as compared to where they were in terms of last season. And Arteta sacked. How? How should you sack Arteta? How? How would you want to sack Arteta? The management understands that this is a process. They put a whole lot of trust in him, and they are ready to go with him all the way. So that decision is left for them if they are to sack Arteta. But looking at the eye test, why would you want to sack a manager that is doing well, contested for the league, despite bottling, as everybody said, but beginning of the season has been scintillating. As Nibupri said, we've not lost any game, which I feel it's not going to go that far. Definitely we'll still take the L very soon, but I hope it's not this Newcastle game we'll take the L. I want the guys to come back strong. I know we have what it takes in terms of tactics-wise to defeat Newcastle, and I feel the guys will do the job